I think what I'd really love to see is a questioning, number one, of the authorities that people are supposedly using. You know, the legality of the actions of both the president and the MPs. You know, I don't think that any MP is empowered, or it's part of his job description in our constitution, to go out leading mobs to destroy businesses, which is what they're doing. I'd like to see more focus on independent or supposedly independent agencies. When you have MPs going up and declaring that they've destroyed, you know, businesses, you know, showing, and they're on TV, why aren't they being prosecuted? You know, Moses Kuria, who I'm sure you'll get to,
yes,
when he goes, you know, when he goes and says, I destroyed 2 factories, and then goes inside. Well,
Watutu is in court, and the judge has simply told those guys who are saying that he should be prosecuted, that they need to first prove that they are a legal entity.
No, Watutu was sued by the spirits manufacturers thing. We've got the ODPP, we've got the police. All these people are tasked with enforcing law. You know, they are not dependent on private individuals making a suit. You know, they should make an assessment, you know, of are laws being broken. I think they are. I mean, most people would say laws are being broken when you've got a lorry is being set on fire. KBA, I mean, East Africa.
Yeah, even if they arrest them, will that process end up in court with the same questions now?
Well, no, it will end up in civil court. It will end up in criminal court. You know, and
those questions will be asked.
And this thing is, these guys need to be held to account. You know. Will anybody, and somebody should be putting a mic to the ODPP, to the DPP, and asking him, you know, will people be held account for the burning, for the destruction of legitimate businesses?
Let's bring this to a close with the man you just mentioned, Member of Parliament, Honorable Moses Kuria. Nancy, you saw the clip of what he says in vernacular. And for me, what was interesting with this particular story and the coverage is that then you see the background stories. Oh, this is not the first time that has gotten himself into this and this and the other. And yeah, so another time it will happen, the story will be told. So the media is playing its part, or is there more that can be done?
Interesting question.
Yeah,
I mean, first of all, the clip that went, I think it's on social media, and it's an amateur video. It was aired yesterday, and you know, I guess somebody would have to prove that that it's a genuine clip. But I guess the question is, what other proof would you need? Because we actually hear him speaking and saying, you know, certain things that I would not want to repeat here. And then, of course, there was a background to that, and I think media houses covered that yesterday. Question about, you know, is that all that the media should be doing? In this case, I think not. And you know, media then needs to ask, why is he getting away with this? You know, why? What kind of action is being taken? And you know, the kind of conversations that people have been having, or the kind of feedback that has been coming from members of the public on social media, and even to the newsrooms and to media entities, is raising questions about you know, issues of his integrity as a leader, and what does that do? Where is the Ethics and Anti-Corruption you know, Commission? Where is the law? Where is the law? You know, and all that. You know, all those questions. And
the watered down law on Chapter 6.
Yes,
essentially we'll be falling back on.
So I don't think that media should just stop at the point at which they're airing what he said, but media needs to more or less put some of these institutions in
with
check.
The other times, Clay, that we've seen him get himself in this kind of positions. Hasn't the media gone out, said, oh, this and this, called an NCIS, what is NCIS doing?
I think the latest instance is probably another case of just what I was saying. I don't even know why I'm calling it failed leadership, because that's an oxymoron. It's probably failed politics or political discourse, because I don't understand why an MP who was not even elected would go and tell his people to cut themselves up, because actually that is what he was telling. He was actually telling these people that, you guys, what you can do is when somebody opposes your view, cut that person up. So cut yourselves up. I don't want to make this a big issue and say that he was telling those people to go cut up, chop up other people in another area. No, he was actually just talking to his people and telling them, you guys, you can go ahead and cut yourselves up. you see. And I think what is happening is that in as much as the media can ask all the questions, and I think in this particular case, we have said everything possible to be, everything that we can say. I think now it is up to the authorities, the law enforcement agencies, and the government entities that actually are tasked with dealing with such kind of, whether it's inflammatory statements or whatever it is, what is it called again, incitement and all that. I think there's very little now the media can do apart from just reporting and then probably censoring some parts of the so-called speech. But there's very little that actually we can do to go and pick that guy from wherever he is and throw him in jail or actually punish him. There's very little. The most is probably give him a media blackout.
No, I think there's lots media can do in terms of highlighting.
We have highlighted
the actions. No, not the actions of just Korea, but the actions of the institutions that are meant to enforce our laws.
That's why I said in this particular case.
Okay.
Yeah, so in this particular case, I mean, we need to be looked at, as I was saying, somebody should be asking the DPP, somebody should be asking Boynet, you know, and stuff, because there are laws on the books. If you went out here and said inciting people to burn houses or to cut up their fellow people, you would be arrested in seconds. Look at Alan Wadi, who was put in because he put a Facebook post, you know, saying that people should be kicked out of certain areas or should go back to their home areas. You know, he got 2 years in jail, was released the other day, I think, on appeal. But he was prosecuted, you know. So why is Korea any different, you know? And it's not just an issue, I think, for the NCIS, you know, the Commission on Integration and stuff, you know, NCIC rather. I think it is very much an issue for police. It's very much an issue for the DPP, who is empowered under our constitution to see that where he thinks the law has been broken, to direct the police to investigate.
Yeah, because we saw him intervene. On what case was it that he said he's from media reports, he's seen there's this and this story happening, and so he wants to get the files from CID.
from media libraries.
He's done that several times. I mean, one of the things that we haven't discussed is the attack on Wanjari Nderu and stuff, and ODPP people have been saying they're looking into it. You know, so they've got the power. They're empowered in the constitution to do this. The fact that they are not doing it, you know, should be our big headline. Should be the thing that we focus on.
The media needs finally. We need to focus more. We need to actually put to task. And actually, this is where the media comes in. And when the media does this, it's accused of being the opposition and all that. Because what we need to do is actually we need to ask, let me just say, the government entities. We need to ask them all these questions and actually try to salvage the little whatever pride or whatever it is that is remaining by putting them to task, like as you're saying, the DPP, the DPP and the police and all that. And I think this is probably where we're not doing much.